Hi again. So I didn't think I was going to do like a part 2 of this, but here we go. I've just come out of work this evening and watched the Range Day Bro video where he further goes into detail of why it's 100% from the back of the body. I'm here to say it was 110% not from the back. Not only is the projectile caught on one of the filming cameras, which you can see on my Let Me Stop You There YouTube videos and on X, but also the proof is in the pudding of what this guy has put onto his video. So where there's a ballistics test of an object going into the gel, and I should say that I don't believe one of those objects was used to actually cause the attack on Charlie. I think it was more like a ball bearing, it was something more smaller. But you can see that as this travels into the gel, it does cause this vacuum, this outwards vacuum, but then it pulls back, which is very indicative of something going into his neck and then the internal damage coming back out to the front. I've caught this object in many different directions. I've run it through AI. I've asked AI about the distance, the path, the journey. I've done it in a very kind of non-directional way. I've just put it as an hypothesis to AI about a random situation that is not to do with any one person in particular. The only time AI kind of picked up on it was when I put the pictures up and asked it to run it through. But I should kind of asterisk disclaimer here as well. The initial video that I put through AI, through ChatGPT, was the stills of over Charlie's right shoulder and with a guy with the white hat that does the, I don't know, the baseball kind of movements, that on his camera phone, it catches the projectile coming in. And this is what times. So Charlie has actually been hit before you even realize it. It's actually gone through and come out to the back and hit the chain. And then it kind of all the events unfold. For me, I have also run through AI because I wanted to be an unbiased and very transparent investigation, if that's what you can call what I'm doing. I'm just obsessed with trying to find justice. I've run it past other people as well because obviously I don't want any confirmation bias that I need things to be right. Because in my previous video, as I said, I initially thought that Charlie was hit from the back purely because of the projectile caught on the camera. I thought it was a reflection, but after looking into it a little bit deeper, is actually caught it traveling from the front. And with this in mind, the details that are in the other videos as well, and the proof onto the other videos that you can see, I run those all past AI, and the timing, the traveling, it judged like a phone screen size, the time that it traveled, where it is actually found on the camera screen. It actually calculated that for me because I don't want to kind of pester people. And let me tell you, I have sent my shit to everybody that will listen to me because in the words of the great man himself, prove me wrong. Please show me how it is wrong, because everything that I'm seeing so far is actually proving me right. The video that Range Day Bro has put out supports everything that I've said, that there was something coming in from the front and that it hits the chain, and then that kind of vacuum, that pull, is when the internal damage comes back out the front. Now there's nonsense with the chain kind of causing this, and then there's some kind of explosion or whatever it is, the swelling underneath the skin. What nonsense that is. That is just the recoil of the chain moving underneath, and because it's snapped, this, you know, there's one hole, but it's going to go in two separate different directions. So of course there's going to be this eternal kind of lift up, excuse me, ADHD noises and much movement, but it's going to move in two separate directions. It's going to come around to the front, and then in doing this, it's going to interfere with the lead that was on Charlie's person that held the microphone in place. So then that would have pulled the microphone across. It's gone down his side. There was no magnetic microphone explosions. There was no exploding microphones at all. I've got definitive proof, and you can see for yourself. It's not something that I've got, that I hold, that I'm gatekeeping. If you want it, you can have it. You can have all the conversations that I've had with ChatGPT. They're yours. You can see for yourself that I have gone in a very unbiased and a very clear and open way with chat. I've gone through what could have been used. I've actually caught the drone. There's no better word to do it. Again, prove me wrong, tell me where else it could be. On footage that's been openly put onto social media. This is a screen recording done right back at the beginning on the 10th and the 11th of September. So it's not like it's had a chance to be doctored. The evidence that has been used to support the shot coming in from behind where there's this flash and gone, that is exactly the same that is over on one of the other buildings, when it actually gets caught further in the frame as manifesting through as, not manifesting, is, that's my other job creeping in, where it is, it emerges then in the shape of a drone. So obviously there's no one in the window because those windows don't open. It is definitely the reflection. I do have, and I'm still running through this at the minute, because I've got a lot of issue with many of the movements. They're all, separately, you may think they don't link up, but there's this flow of movement, then they all interlink, starting with the gentleman behind Charlie, to the guy with the glasses, to then, if you look at Charlie, so if you're looking from the left-hand side through the crowd, and you got Charlie sat in the chair, you got the guy in the black, guy with a white hat, and then if you look just past, there's someone in a white t-shirt that pulls his hands up. Now this may be, again, this is why I'm like, prove me wrong, tell me who that person is and what on earth it is that they were doing. But I've run it through AI, and it looks like whatever it is he's got, he counts 1, 2, 3, and then the third bit, bang, is when you can hear the sound of the shot. It seems as if there is a sequence of confirmation, even to the point that I don't know who the guy in the black is. I don't know how well he was known to Charlie. I think I've seen him in many of his videos, so what am I saying that for? Of course. God. Okay, I'm just trying to keep all my thoughts in order. This is right off the cuffs. I'm just having, So in the video, so I don't just look at them in color. I put them into inverted color, I put them into negative, because then you've got different heat-seeking functions in this. But the dude, when he's kind of doing this and then he does that, and he brings the hand across, you can actually see him do this. And then that sets off the chain of events of the dude in the sunglasses doing something to his arm, the guy with the white t-shirt on doing doo-doo-doo, and something else. And if you venture further up the crowd, someone actually ducks. They observe all this kind of like hand signaling going on, and it really looks like the dude ducks in anticipation. Now, it could just be this person has dropped to do their shoelaces, or, whatever, they might have dropped their phone, but it just runs a little bit too close to the bits and bobs. The evidence that I've seen put out there where there's this projectile caught journeying towards the back of Charlie. If you look a little bit earlier into some of the footage out there, you can actually see like this flies and all the rest of it moving around. There's actually some quite light holographic things as well, but I'm just putting it down to like being perhaps big bugs that are shooting around there. Initially, I did think that the guy, when he flicked his arm, kind of threw something out, I run through AI what the signs mean when they cross and they do all these things. It actually means hold, stay steady. There's certain signals or certain movements that this person does that could be interpreted. I thought that maybe they was signaling to someone if Charlie, when he was doing all his touching his face and everything, was he saying, I feel uncomfortable? Was something going on in the security guard's ear that would make him think, you know, you've got to stay still? Was he signalling to someone further out? And then obviously everything transpired as it did. These are just my thoughts. These are just for educational purposes only. And I hope, not to sound facetious and rude, but I hope they kind of inspire you to please, please, please just go and look at the videos. Tell me, explain to me why I'm wrong. I don't want you to be like, you're wrong, you're just looking for this, clicks, da, 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 da. I couldn't give a shit. Don't ever come on to anything that I do ever again. I couldn't give a monkey's fluff. I really couldn't. I'm not here to kind of get all the attention. Have a look for yourself. Please just have a little gander at everything that I've spoken about. I'm really new to this, so I've not got the equipment to be like, oh yeah, this is my in-screen stuff. I was hoping to build to that, but this is just me speaking. I hope it don't get me into some sort of shit. But let's just have a little look. Let's put it out there. And as I've said, and Charlie says, prove me wrong. I can prove you wrong. I can most certainly prove you wrong. I can show the distance, the path, and the delivery. I just need people to stop looking from the back, because that man, he deserves better of us, and a more open platform. I've gone back to front and inside out to make sure that I haven't got confirmation bias. And it was purely, I should say this as well, it was purely because I was ardent about it being from the back. It's from the back, it's from the back, from the back. I even sent out initial information being, I am so utterly convinced it's from the back, that I was like, listen, devil's advocate, let's just run it as if it was from the front, and then I could live by those words, prove me wrong, so that I could prove anybody else wrong that says that it was coming from the front, because I would have definitive proof that it was actually coming from the back. I just went and proved myself wrong anyway. So it was not from the back. There was no one in the tunnel. There's none of that. It is, as I've said, please look, share, get eyes on it. Range day bro, I'd love to just have a chat. I'd love to have a chat with anyone. But please, 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 have a look. Don't just dismiss me. Don't dismiss it. Question everything. Believe nothing until you know the truth for yourself. Thanks for listening to my waffling again. And I'll blow you a kiss.